Hello guys, Falcons versus Spirit in the Budapest Major, the elimination game where Falcons lost in the quarterfinals. I'll be showing you a few anti-force rounds from Falcons which they lost and they did not look too good in those rounds. So just let's jump in. Alright, first off let's just quickly go through the round. You can see how it looks. In this situation it puts Falcons in. Kusuke is alone in yard, all the other guys on the roof on the lobby. Time goes down. Tesis dies. Falcons not doing anything really. And they just get slaughtered in the door versus the Spirit stack. Alright, so the biggest problem with this round from Falcons is that they are not putting any pressure really on the Spirit. You see the two smokes coming in from Kicksand. This is the only kind of pressure, which is not a lot. You see Chopper coming off of Secret here. He sees nothing at yard, so it makes it an easy rotate for him. But Falcons are just staying behind this line, not doing anything. They're stuck in lobby on the roof the entire round. They're not making Spirit think about anything. They don't have to make any sort of rotation. They don't have to make any hard choices. Falcons, they're not really playing the round, so to speak. They are just having this set round they want to do. And of course, in theory, it's not always that simple, because when Chopper leaves here, yes, sure, Falcons could be, 3 or 4 guys hiding behind red or deep on yard, and they could make it down here on a timing. But Shiro is out yard, Chopper gets back, now there are no smokes. So yes, in theory, it could happen that Falcons made it down Secret, but with that much information and nothing else going on, they didn't spot anyone. It's quite easy. And the problem with this is that you're not actively doing something to gain any sort of advantage in the round for Falcons. They're just hoping a little bit that these smokes, are enough to force Chopper down the vents, a rotation, and that they can do their in execute nice and calmly without, getting a smoke in their face. But this pressure is just really lacking from Falcons. And of course, Kyusuke cannot do this alone. He has an AK that would also be very risky. Sure, he could throw a Molly down secret stairs, to make Chopper just push him back a little bit so he cannot get the information at yard at least. But besides that, it's obvious that this is Falcon's strategy for him to be there and be, the lurker inside main when they do this execute. But eventually it will be a problem if you're not making, if you're not forcing any mistakes out of your opponent. You have to make them, make these hard decisions on what they want to do. Do they want to rotate? What do they want to do? And we can see it at the same round, actually the previous round, they also were playing versus a force by. Spirit forced up again because they got a lot of kills. In this round they just rush ramp. Monacy alone in yard. And again, Falcons are not playing this round. They're not trying to gain any advantage, with map control, which is also fine. Sometimes you just have to do a rush. It's fine to stay together, pack mentality, all that sort of stuff. But the point being is that they're not trying to make Spirit rotate in any kind of way. They're just having this call from spawn. And it looks like at least a little bit of a tendency here in these anti-force rounds. I also looked at this one from the mouse game, where they have another force spike. This time again Kusuke alone in yard. 2 smokes from Kicksand. This time a molly for pressure, but not more than that. A few nades on ramp. We see Nico and Tessis. But after the nades fade, they end up dry peeking ramp again without having any pressure on the map really. And Mouse are not forced out of these positions. They can just stay there in the ramp stack. They're not afraid of anything just yet. It's so early in the round. Nico dry peaks without any flash now. Tessis as well. And another round where Falcons have not done anything really to pressure the opponent to make any sort of mistakes. And just for good measure, we can take a look at Spirit's round as well. Because in their anti-force round, we see a lot of pressure. 3 smokes yard, 2-3 guys out here. And at the same time, we see this time Falcon has a ramp stack. But because Spirit are so far here, everywhere you see Sway, Under Heaven, Dunk as well, this ramp stack suddenly has to do something. It has to move. They have to make mistakes. And Spirit are forcing this out of Falcons. and they have to push lobby because they've lost all this ground. You see Spirit are everywhere, and as you remember, Falcons, they didn't cross this line at all, making it easier for the CTs, and they get dismantled with this lobby push. And of course, as I said quickly, it's not always that simple. This can also be risky, Sway out here, whatever, with Dunk. If they die, they are split up, yada yada, all this stuff, but that's for another video. But the main thing from these rounds is that Falcons are not really pressuring anything on the map. They are not forcing the CTs into any difficult situations or decisions they have to make, and they are quite easy readable. And especially when you're Falcons and you have maybe a little bit of a mental barrier because you're a super team, you really wanna get those good starts on these halves and not be, broken by pistols, which can take a toll on the team morale. So, yeah, quickly, that was it for me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.